Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras, here with ILTV's Morning Briefing.
A Palestinian teen has been caught with a knife in the entrance to the Tomb of the Patriarchs in the West Bank and has now been taken in for questioning by Israeli security forces. Border police officers stopped the 17-year-old at a security checkpoint before he was able to enter the holy site, where they discovered that he was holding a sharp box cutter. This isn't the first time that such a finding has been made. Just last month, two different 17-year-old Palestinians were also detained after they attempted to smuggle their own knives onto the site on separate occasions. Hebron is a flashpoint city in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and has been the scene of many terror attacks since the stabbing intifada that began in October of 2015 began. The world is still reeling from the suicide bombing nearly carried out yesterday in New York City. Bangladeshi immigrant Akayed Ullah has been named by the NYPD as the man responsible for strapping a bomb to his chest and detonating it in a crowded New York subway. The suspect has apparently confessed to police that he actually carried out the attack because of Israeli actions in the Gaza Strip. Chilling video footage captured at the scene shows the homemade pipe bomb detonating in the crowd. The blast injured 4 people, including the suspect himself, who police wrestled into handcuffs after they saw him reaching for a cell phone. Though investigators believe the suspect was clearly inspired by the Islamic State, he is not believed to have any actual connections to the terror group. Hamas has just launched 2 rockets into Israeli territory. The first landed in an open field near the Gaza border, but the second was heading directly for the Israeli city of Ashkelon, until it was intercepted and destroyed by Israel's Iron Dome defense system. The army has immediately retaliated for both attacks. Israeli jets and a tank have shelled at least 2 Hamas terror sites in the Gaza Strip. These rocket attacks come mere hours after the army destroyed a Hamas terror tunnel leading from Gaza deep into Israeli territory, and amidst Hamas rallying cries for a third intifada wave of terror against the Jewish state. These are tensions that have erupted overall in the wake of President Trump's now infamous recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital, as well as the United States' plan to move its embassy accordingly to Jerusalem. Palestinians have been violently demonstrating against the decision ever since, and earlier this week an Israeli man was stabbed in Jerusalem by a terrorist from the West Bank. The victim is currently in stable condition. Hundreds of thousands of people are expected to attend the funeral of the beloved ultra-Orthodox Rabbi Aharon Leb Steinman, a man known as perhaps one of the foremost arbiters of Jewish law in the Lithuanian Haredi community. Rabbi Steinman passed away this morning at 104 years old and has requested that his funeral procession will end within 6 hours of his passing. Many Haredi educational institutions from across the country have canceled the school day so that students can attend the funeral. Rabbi Steinman was considered the leader of the Lithuanian Haredi Jewry since the death of Rabbi Yosef Shalom Eliashiv. He is known for his public encouragement of the opening of Kollel studies in Israel, but privately, he's also been rumored to have been permitting ultra-Orthodox men to seek professional training, employment, and enlist in the Israeli army. For the first time in the history of the prize, the annual Blavatnik Award for exceptional scientists and engineers aged 42 and under will be given in Israel. Israeli scientists Oded Rechavi, Anat Levin, and Charles Diesendruck will each receive the $100,000 Blavatnik Prize for their recent works. Rechavi is a senior lecturer in neurobiology at Tel Aviv University and has provided incredible research that could pave the way to explaining how complex diseases and traits could be passed down to the next generation even though no genetic causes are present. Levine is an associate professor at electrical engineering at the Technion Institute, and she developed new ways for computational photography to overcome limits of traditional imaging software. And then finally, there's Diesendruck, a specialist in mechanochemistry, working as an assistant professor of chemistry at the Technion as well, and has found a method to create smart mechano-responsive materials. The prizes will be formally handed down on February 4th at a ceremony held in Jerusalem.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.